What's going on, guys? Gotta adjust this a little bit here. There we go. A little bit too high. A little bit too high. Right there. Perfect. Sorry about that. I had to take my laptop into the other room to do some studying for my interview tomorrow. But yeah, here we go, guys. Live Q&A. Gonna answer literally anything you guys want to know about me, my life, sports, whatever. I don't care. We're just gonna go. We're gonna roll into it. Chris, Doug, Derek, good to see you guys in here. Dan, Saban, good to see you all in here. Happy to have you here. But yeah, guys, fire away with some questions because I'm here for you guys today. I'm probably gonna do an NBA stream tomorrow. I'm probably going to do that early, though, because my interview is at 2:30 p.m. my time, which is 9:30 p.m. your guys' time in the UK. So, yeah, I won't be on here that late. But maybe if the interview is early, then maybe – because it's a phone interview. So we'll see what goes on. So how do you grow that beard so good? Chris – that's a fantastic question. Genes, beard oil. So if you already have facial hair, the key is you have to take care of it. You have to start doing things to help make it grow. But you're going to need to get your beard oils, your beard balms. You're going to need to get beard shampoo and conditioner. You're going to need to take care of it, and that's going to be what helps it grow. Because right now, this is – I'm taking care of this pretty well right now. And if you look from my first stream to this stream, this thing has grown quite a bit. Kind of crazy. So, but great question, Chris. I like that. Good start. What made you become a Manchester United fan? Jamie, excellent question. I love that question. So, I always played with Manchester United on FIFA before I could ever watch Premier League games or anything like that. Just so you guys know, I didn't really get any kind of Premier League, Champions League, anything like that on television for me until about 2012, 2013, somewhere in there. And so I played with Manchester United on FIFA. And so the reason why is because I really liked Wayne Rooney from watching him play for England on international duty, because I got the chance to watch World Cups, and Rooney stood out to me in a World Cup one year, and I was like, you know what? Whoever team he plays for, that's who I want to support. And so I was like, okay, fair enough. Got to play with him on FIFA, and I never really got to watch the team. But then all of a sudden, I got the chance to start watching because Premier League became readily available on television here. What's going on, Chris? How you doing? Premier League became readily available on television. So then I decided, all right, so I know I'm a Wayne Rooney fan, but it's time for me to pick a team because I want to watch, and I want to watch consistently. And that was but I didn't really do that at first because the schedule I was working at the time didn't coincide with being able to watch the games. But in 2014, it was Van Gaal's last year that I truly started supporting Manchester United, because I always knew I was a fan, but I didn't really truly start supporting them until Van Gaal's last year. So I missed all of the glory years. So you can never call me a glory hunter because I didn't pick up on anything. I picked Manchester United because I love the way it was when I did my so here's the thing. I had to do research into the clubs. I was like, all right, I'm going to pick a top 6 side. And from research of all the top 6 sides, the way that Manchester United did things with their youth, the way that Manchester United did things through signing players, the way that Manchester United did things, I was like, that's a club I want to support because I saw the manager, I saw how Sir Alex Ferguson did things, and I was like, that man is a freaking genius, and I want to support that club because of the way that he has been doing things for so long. No, Jack, I don't. And Jack just asked if I regret the decision. No, never regretted that decision. I actually got told today that if I ever want to switch over to blue, I can. I was like, nope, red forever. I am red forever. I am not somebody that I'm going to change my loyalty. Guys, I'm an Arizona Cardinals fan. We've been garbage for decades and decades and decades. Like, we've been bad. Like, say, it's really the same thing for the most part with all of my teams. Only one of my teams that has won a championship during my time of watching them has been the Arizona Diamondbacks. And the Arizona Diamondbacks won the World Series back in 2001. Dan, that's a great question. But real quick, I got to scroll back up because I saw I got a few more questions. But yeah, so I supported Manchester United because and like basically what really sunk me into full on Manchester United is my club. It was that Anthony Martial goal when he came on against Liverpool. I remember watching that and being like, this is exactly why I chose Manchester United, because this is what I've seen from all the highlight videos of Manchester United. So there you go. That's the reason why I started supporting Manchester United, between Wayne Rooney, Sir Alex Ferguson, and then Anthony Martial. Those are my reasons. If you want to kind of like break it down, those are my reasons. So, yeah. Let's see here. Derek Cooney. Yes, I did. I did track down my double. And guess what? He is going to be on the show next week on Friday to preview the Southampton game. You guys aren't going to know which one of us is which, but he's going to join me next week for the Southampton preview. We found him. So his name is Benjamin Brazil on Twitter, at Benny MUFC, if you want to follow him. But he's a season ticket holder. Kind of crazy. We found him so quick. What's going on, Beck? Good to see you in here. So Doug Horn asked, when did you become a Christian? I've been a Christian since I was 2 years old and got christened and been a Christian ever since. So Doug, because this is the kind of stream I'm doing today. So I normally wouldn't answer a religion question, but because of this, I want to answer it. I've been a Christian basically my entire life. My parents actually grew up in the church that I am still attending to this day. And Jack, I guess I would be a Protestant is what you call it. Like, my church is a non-denominational Christian church. And my church has grown from having 100 members when my parents first started attending to now I'm the only member of my family that still attends the church. And we have over 10,000 regular attenders week in, week out between 5 campuses. But I've been a Christian basically my entire life. And I did walk away from religion for a bit. It was probably about when I was 18 years old, 18, 19. I walked away from basically the ages of 18 and 20. And the reason why is because I needed to figure out who I was. I needed to figure out what was going on in life. And ultimately, I started looking into all different religions because I wanted to know what I believed in. Yeah, I know, right, Beck? Yeah. But I just really looked into all the different religions, and I was ultimately what brought me back to Christianity is that I went through some kind of bad stuff in my life, and it's something that I actually feel free talking about with you guys. It's something that I can open up about. So I was actually Saban, that's totally fine. I love all religions, man. You can do you. You're a Muslim, perfect. I'm never going to judge anybody based on their religion. I'm going to judge you based on your sports opinions. But so I was actually on a drive to go commit suicide. I was going through some really bad stuff with a girlfriend at the time. She was kind of hanging me on a string, and it was rough. But I really didn't have a lot of friends at the time, at least not consistent friends. I'd just gotten out of high school, didn't really have any consistent friends. And I was actually on a drive to go commit suicide. I was going to go drive into the desert, and I was going to basically walk. I knew exactly what mountain I was going to go to, and I was just going to jump off. Because I was like, ultimately, I don't want to have my family worry about having to clean me up or anything like that. So I was about halfway there when, for some reason, the verse Matthew 11:28, which says, "Come to me who are all weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." That verse came on, and I knew in that moment that God was watching me. and that he knew what I was going through. And that right there basically made me become the man that I am today. And honestly, ever since then, I have literally never been to a point where I'm like, I need to, like, I want to kill myself or anything like that. I basically become an ultra positive person, and it's very rare that you will see me being negative about a life situation. But that's what made me become a Christian, was the fact that I was literally going to kill myself. Like I knew exactly what I was going to do, but God intervened. And that's what got me to be who I am today. So, yeah, little stuff, but no, Doug. And because this is the kind of stream this is, that's exactly what we're doing here. So I actually don't mind talking about this. And anytime we get a Q&A, if you guys have any religion questions, I'll always be happy to answer. But yeah, Beck said I couldn't believe your church when I was in the U.S. as if the police had to control traffic on Sunday. Yeah, no, it can be pretty crazy. Dalton, you're in here. Chiefs versus Rams. So Dalton, I picked the Chiefs to win, bro. I picked the Chiefs to win. I told you that I'm on the Chiefs bandwagon. The Cardinals are out of the playoffs at this point. Chiefs bandwagon. I'm on it. I'm full on. So let's see here. So then, where was it? Dan. So Dan asked, where did I get the Phoenix Rising or the Phoenix Red Devils banner? So that actually was ordered from our local supporters group, one of the leaders, and I bought one. It was like $5, and now it's right here. You guys can honestly make these. These were super easy to make. I forget who does it, and I'll ask him if you guys are interested. But I will. If you guys want the information, I can find that. And Jack, that Martial goal, the one that we were talking about earlier, that was pure class. What do you think of WWE in 2018 compared to the Attitude Era? Jesus, what a question. So yeah, exactly, Saban. But so you talk about WWE to now, from where it was in the Attitude Era. You're talking about going from the days where you had the women that they were basically doing like bra and panties matches and like just honestly ridiculous stuff. Just go into it. They were doing ridiculous stuff. That was and Jack, here's the thing: WWE is fake, but it's entertaining. And end of the day, it's entertaining. So, but you go from what it was, and you had like just the most outlandish stuff in the Attitude Era. And honestly, it was amazing because it felt more, I don't know, I guess you could say it felt more real. Like some of the stuff that was going on. Because like you think about some of the things that happened, like with Stone Cold Steve Austin, when he was like, he went over to, oh my God, why am I drawing a blank on the guy's name's house? But he went over to the guy's house and the guy had a gun, and like it was like the guy was threatening to kill him, and like the guy was pointing the gun. All of a sudden, the camera like started like going crazy. Yeah, the Undertaker and his sacrifices. Like you had some absolutely crazy stuff to where now Brian Pillman. Thank you, Derek. I knew it. But yeah, this is like honestly, you're talking about absolutely like just crazy stuff to where we are now in the WWE is like nowadays in the WWE, you have like basically kind of real storylines where it's just basically they're focusing on that. Josh, I can't answer that question for you, bro. Sorry. But let's see here. But yeah, I mean, if you were to ask me what do I prefer, obviously I'm going to prefer Attitude Era all day long. We talked about it on that Q&A stream with Craig and I. And dude, the Attitude Era, when you, like I said, when Stone Cold's glass sound broke, like when that hit, you knew it was going to be boots to asses and it was going to be craziness, absolute craziness. Derek, I appreciate that, man. Let's see here. I'm not really sorry, guys. I'm trying to find some more questions. I've seen a lot of them. So Jack Coleman asks, is it hostile in America now? So honestly, no, not really. People like to, like in the media, they're going to like to portray that things are so awful and horrible. And like They're just not, guys. Like, honestly, things here are pretty normal. They really are. Like, we do have some we do have some just different like things that go on, and things that aren't common for most of the rest of the world, but that's based on what the media wants you to see. Because here's the thing, when people talk about like mass shootings and stuff like that happen here in the States, they really are few and far between. And if you actually want to get into it, if you guys actually research the statistics for gun violence in the United States, gun violence is down from the early 1990s by a lot. Josh, come on now. I'm sorry, one of my moderators isn't here right now, but we're sorry about that, guys. But Josh, we're not going to have that. If you want to be a part of, the channel, you're more than welcome to. But please, when you come back, please don't be doing stuff like that, because I don't want to have to hide somebody already. So let's see here. But yeah, so honestly, guys, things really aren't as bad as they like to try and make it seem on the media. They never are. So let's see here. Phil Mitchell asked, when did you start watching the United Stand? So Phil, that's a great question. I started watching around 70,000 subs, which was probably about the time that Van Hall was fired. Pretty close to that, at least. But it's crazy to see where the channel has gone since, right? Thoughts on Trump and what was the world comes with Trump, Putin, and Kim Jong? So Jack, I'm not quite sure what you're asking, my friend. You like Luke Chadwick, bearded and glass. Bearded is class player. What's the sexiest accent? That's it. You know what, Jack? That's actually a decent question. I love British accents. I do. I find them sexy. I actually, funny enough, so if you guys, everybody in the UK, you know that I'm not sure if you knew there's a Southwick, England. I actually found and dated a girl from Southwick, England that lived here in the United States. Kind of cool. So Dan Jones asked me, what is my favorite WWE match of all time? And what a question that is. My personal favorite match of all time is Shinsuke Nakamura against Sami Zayn at WWE NXT. It was Shinsuke Nakamura's debut, and I will literally never forget that match. Absolutely crazy to see. Young offenders, baby. So I love that match. I love the Shinsuke Nakamura because it was my first time really experiencing like the quote unquote strong style wrestling, and just seeing that and what Shinsuke did in that match, and Sami Zayn put on an amazing performance. Like I honestly will never, ever, ever forget that match. So that's my personal favorite match that I've seen on TV. Now, if you were to ask me what's my favorite match I've ever watched live, so if you guys know of a promotion called Lucha Underground, they're a small brand. There's actually some the first 2 seasons on Netflix. The best match I've ever seen came in season 3. My brother and I were at the match. It was a casket match of Prince Puma against Mil Muertes, and Prince Puma is actually Ricochet, who's in WWE NXT right now, and that was an absolutely insane match. Like hard-hitting, brutal, like tearing apart the ring, like just absolutely insane stuff. Absolutely insane. Let's see here. I know, right? Back there is about 500 different British accents, but like, so that like, I guess you could say kind of probably more of like the London style if you really wanted to get into it. That sucks, Dan, that they don't show it there. Best player that I've met, Paul Pogba, Jack Vlogs. I bet Paul Pogba is the best player that I have met personally. Now, obviously, I've met Didier Drogba, but I didn't meet him in his prime. I met him now, so he's not the best player anymore. So I guess you could technically say that Drogba's the best player I've met, but Paul Pogba is going to be my best player that I've met in the modern day. Let's see here. So Jack asks about the California fires. So Jack, I'm far enough from California that I don't know too much about what's going on. And I just know that they are pretty crazy. A lot of it comes down to drought in California, which can also be a comment on how there's so many people living in such a small space, which is also the reason why I love Arizona. I've actually been thinking about doing a live video with you guys where I just walk around my neighborhood because honestly, the amount of space we have here is so crazy compared to what I saw in the UK. So crazy. And so I actually think that it was Jack. Let me see here if I can find it. Oh, no, it was Derek. So Derek Cooney asked if I am a Trump supporter. So I am a conservative libertarian. I personally voted for Trump, but it doesn't necessarily mean I agree with everything Trump has done. And one of the things I feel like Donald Trump needs to do, and this is just coming from somebody that is a conservative, if he was to just keep his mouth shut on Twitter and just let what he does on a daily basis and what he does through his policies show, no one could argue what he's doing with his presidency in terms of what he's doing in the United States, because he's increased the amount of money people are getting in their checks. He's done a lot of different things. So personally, I voted for him, and I'm probably going to vote for him again, depending on who the candidate is that's going to be going against him. But I think that Trump also needs, like I said, he needs to keep his mouth shut. He really does, because it's something that is somebody that, like, for me, that I want people to see both sides of things. I want people to realize that both sides have some validity. It's hard when you've got somebody that's just spewing crap sometimes. Yeah, Dan, he really has made it better in the U.S. in some ways. He really has. And that's the thing, is like people won't realize that Trump has done really good things because of the way that he just spouts off on Twitter. Just keep your mouth shut, Donald, or people will love you. If for some reason you ever watch this, just keep your mouth shut, and the people are gonna love you. I know it. Like you couldn't argue with what he's done, but he is unfortunately kind of crazy. So is what it is. Is what it is. So let's see here. There's some bloke around me, but my work pretty much. What road you're? Dan, so that match of Taker versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 25 was absolutely insane. Great match. Absolutely great match. I loved it. How did I react to the USA versus Trinidad match? Very poorly. That was it was one of those performances that the team went out and they didn't play at all. Other than, honestly, Christian Pulisic is the only person that could hold his head high in that match, because he put in a performance and nobody else did. Very, very sad. Very sad. Thoughts on Conor McGregor? I can't stand him now. Jack, and then Derek, I'll answer your question next. So I like Conor McGregor because he knows how to sell a fight. Knows how to sell a fight so well. He talks just enough crap that it gets people really, really into it. But he's also getting to the point now where he's not backing up his words. He's lost a couple of fights. So maybe it's time to stop doing so much of this and start doing some more training, get in there and start doing more different things, you know? And then Derek asked me what kind of music I'm into. So Derek, I am into almost every single type of music. I listen to everything from country to rap to metal to rock. The only thing I really don't listen to is probably like your pop music, like stuff like Britney Spears and like stuff like that. Like I'm not the biggest fan, but I really do listen to everything. I love all different types of music. If I was to show you guys my Spotify playlist, if you guys have Spotify, let me know and I can like basically share my starred tracks to you guys. My starred tracks consist of everything. Everything. Like, yeah, it's to say, but I do like rap. Like, rap is some good stuff. My personal favorite rapper is Tech Nine. Tech Nine, absolutely. I've seen him live 4 or 5 different times. Just absolutely phenomenal rapper. Let's see here. Jack, actually, no, I am not. So Jack asked if I'm afraid that America could be targeted by other countries because of Trump. Jack, I was more afraid of that under Barack Obama, because under Barack Obama, he gave more things to more countries, basically gave more leniency to more violent countries, which makes countries think that we're not going to react. So with under Donald Trump, I'm not afraid of any country coming and like trying to do anything to us, because I think that people think that he is actually crazy and he would actually respond with heavy and violent force. So I don't see it ever happening. Do you think the U.S. soccer team will get any better? Doug, that's a great question. Yes, I do. I think that U.S. soccer right now is at a point where we are getting a lot better. A lot better. And you look at our young players that are playing with us right now. And like you look at Christian Pulisic, Tim Weah, Josh Sargent, DeAndre Yedlin, Zach Steffen. I mean, you're talking about a team. Yeah, U.S. were incredible in that 2002 World Cup. And Derek, that was actually the first year that I ever watched, like, soccer, we want to put it that way. Like I watched Team USA in every single match in that 2002 World Cup. And that's still one of my like memories that I have of earliest memories of like sports in this sport that I remember, because I remember Team USA going up against Germany. I think it was in the quarterfinal match, and Germany got lucky in that game. I think they had a handball that happened, as well as the ball went over the line when you went back and reviewed it, but they didn't call it. Like U.S., they had a good team that year too. But anyways, so USA right now, they have the talent to become one of the best teams in the world. But it's a matter of having the right coach to make the system come through. Yes, Jack, I am very excited for the 2026 World Cup, and I will likely be going to the game in Los Angeles, which could be really fun. Let's see here. Dan, so Dan said Pulisic is apparently going to Chelsea. And Doug, I know you said that he possibly is going to go to Liverpool too. He will never go to Liverpool. I'm almost willing to put a guarantee down on that. He said he wouldn't go to Manchester City because he hates Manchester City, because he is a Manchester United fan. What makes you think that he would go to Liverpool if he hates Manchester City because he's a Manchester United fan? Just saying. I think the only team Pulisic would come to in the Premier League besides Manchester United would probably be Tottenham, or I could see him going to Chelsea too, because we don't really have that rivalry with Chelsea. Yeah, Dan, he did actually say that. You go look up Christian Pulisic hate on Manchester City. Like Google it. He has it was a little "What's up" chat basically that happened. He really did say that. So he said he would never go play for Manchester City ever, because he's a Manchester United fan. So yeah, Dan, and Dan said football is growing in the U.S. You're absolutely right. It really is. It's becoming a bigger and bigger sport. Derek, I could see him going to La Liga. I really think that might be his next move. But I think it would depend on who our next manager is, because I think depending on who the next manager is, next manager might try and bring him in. I really believe that. And I think that it'd be a brilliant move. It'd be an Ed Woodward signing, because he is just what's the word for it? He's a marketable, like, he's a super marketable guy. I think that's really the best way to put it. He's just super marketable. He's the #1 player in the U.S., and I don't see any way that he wouldn't come here if the opportunity was available. Derek, you also asked what's my favorite international team other than the USA. My favorite international team other than the USA. So this last summer, I rooted for Belgium because USA wasn't in it. But I would say probably if I was to say, like, hey, this is another team that I like regularly root for, it would be England. I do root for England because a lot of my players play for the England international squad. So why wouldn't I root for them? Let's see here. Yeah, Dan, exactly. He's a shirt seller. Netherlands have come back from 2 goals down, and it's now 2-2 Germany and Holland. Wow, that's crazy. Sounds like a hell of a game, man. I don't even know if I've got that on TV here. We might, but it might just be available only like a Spanish speaking only kind of channel. So I mean, whenever that happens, I'll just mute it and I'll just play like music or something like that. Republic of Ireland suck anyways. That's funny, Derek. We need to get United. Yeah, I completely agree, Saban. It would be awesome to get Christian Pulisic to Manchester United. Let's see here. Yeah, and Jack, just I do agree that Mourinho would ruin Pulisic. Completely agree. I don't think that Mourinho is the right man. I mean, you guys all know that, but I don't think he's the right man because he is not able to bring through young talent. I just don't see it. I just don't. Like the only reason why Martial is playing well right now is because he's actually getting regular and consistent game time, in which he was forced to give. So, yeah, I don't see it happening. Oh, so Derek, it was you that asked about music. So I'm actually wearing one of my favorite band's shirt, A Day to Remember. I've seen them live every single time they have come to Arizona for the last 3 years, which they come to Arizona about 3 to 4 times a year. So if you guys have ever listened to A Day to Remember, they are an amazing band. I love them. They're fun. They're upbeat. They're energetic. Highly recommend them if you haven't listened to them. Do you see the Panthers winning the Super Bowl anytime soon? Terrible form. Yeah, Dan, I mean, I picked him, man. I picked him, and I don't know what happened. Lions just outperformed him. It sucks, man. Which, by the way, we're going to be joined by Tango Gaming, who's in the live comments. He's on Twitter, Linton Gom. He's going to join us on Thursday for our preview. I'm excited for it. So, can't wait to get somebody from the UK on over here for talking about something other than world football. Where did I see it? Netherlands had some unbelievable young players. Oh, yeah, Jack, and then he mentioned De Leggett. De Leggett is somebody that I would sign up for Manchester United in a heartbeat. Sell Phil Jones and bring in De Leggett. Make that happen. Mathis De Leggett was somebody that I think would be he's one of those players that he could be Manchester United for like the next 10, 15 years if he succeeds to all of his potential. So, man, I bring in Mathis. I would love it. Just, Jack, that doesn't really change everything. I'm just saying how I would pronounce it. De Leggett, is... That's how I pronounce it. Yeah, like Dan Jones just said, imagine a back three of him, Skriniar, and Bailly. Oh my goodness, man, just so good. That'd be such a good back three. Like, when are we gonna get to see Bailly again? I hope so. Yeah, Jack said he pocketed Mbappe. Yeah, he is really good. But yeah, so I mean, guys, I'm excited to do my NBA stream for the first time tomorrow. I'm gonna be I'm just gonna kind of go over like the NBA as a whole. Kind of gonna do it like how I do my NFL streams in a sense, but I'm not gonna go over like game by game. I'm just gonna kind of talk about the NBA in general. Probably talk about like the top 10 teams, and I might talk about the Suns because the Suns are always gonna be my team. But yeah. Rumors that he's heading to North London. Hope he doesn't go. So are you talking about Skriniar or Leggett? Dan, that's okay if you don't know anything about the NBA. We'll do our best to teach you. Oh, Bailly. Yeah, no, I that's my bad. Yeah, I've heard about him possibly going to Arsenal. I've heard about him possibly going to Tottenham. Just please no. Please no. Like, that would be such poor business for Manchester United because if Bailly went somewhere, that he's going to just outperform everything that he's done under Mourinho. You just know it. So please, God, just keep him here. Like, I hope that he survives past Mourinho, because I honestly believe the next manager would take him to another level. So, Jack, you said LeBron to the Suns. I don't want LeBron. Call me crazy. I don't want him. I prefer to bring in either like Russell West. Like, if we're going to bring in a big name, bring in Russell Westbrook, bring in Kevin Durant, bring in God. I don't know. Are you Ga? Are you talking about like Galage? Like, I don't quite know what you. Everyone rather plays. Oh, I'm sorry. You're referencing something up there. My bad. Yeah, but I wouldn't ever want LeBron James to be here for the Suns. I think that he's not the kind of player we need. We really do need a point guard, which is why I would bring in Russell Westbrook 100%. Okay, you guys are just talking Irish stuff. Gotcha. Yeah, but I honestly, I would be super happy to see Russell Westbrook come. I would be super happy to see Kevin Durant come. AF, it's good to see you here, man. Happy you made it. I'd be happy to see. Like, honestly, the worst of players that I would want would be. Because we really need a point guard. So maybe Kemba Walker. I'm not the biggest fan of Kemba Walker, but I think that he could be a huge help for the team. Yeah, we do have Ariza and Anderson haven't been the best of help for us, Saban, but, it is what it is. Funniest surname of a football player. Ooh, that's a good one. Honestly, I'd have to look it up. Because I only know most of the players from like the Premier League and stuff like that. I mean, if you really want to get into it, I mean, like Lindelof is kind of a funny name, but why? So like that is pretty good. Wizards to trade Wall. I have heard that, Saban. I have heard that the Wizards are looking to trade John Wall, which that'd be somebody. I would take John Wall in a heartbeat. That'd be a hell of a trade for us. I think they're going to be asking for too much. So I don't want to give up our draft picks in order to make more things happen, because I think that we're kind of at an interesting point with the Suns where we've got the talent. We just need more leadership. So maybe trading the first round picks would be a good thing. I don't think we'll take someone in January, though. We need so AFF. I do agree. So somebody, AFF. He's talking about the potential for signing people in January. I do think that we are more likely to sell people in January than we are to buy people in January. I don't see how the board would give Mourinho money, and unless it was for people like Pulisic, like a Mathis, like Skriniar, like people like that. Unless it was young players that could survive past Mourinho for a long time, I don't see it happening. So, Dan, you asked, that's another great question. Where do I think Le'Veon Bell will end up? I think he's going to go to the Lions. The Lions are going to have the cap space. They're going to have the people. They're going to have the will to want to get better because of the poor season they've been having. I really could see it happening. But I could also see a team like, what's a team that's kind of got a good team? Like, honestly, like a Colts. I could see the Colts selling some people to try and get Le'Veon Bell, try and get like a world-class talent in like that. No, Jack, we've already got David Johnson. We don't need Le'Veon Bell. I mean, David Johnson's one of the best running backs in the NFL. He's just being hampered by a very, very poor offense overall. So, do you realistically, Jose will be given funds in January unless he sells? Derek, that's a great question. I don't think so. I don't think that we will be giving him money unless there are players that will be sold. And even then, I don't even know if we'll give him money. I'm still predicting that he's going to be gone by the end of December. So take that for what you will. I don't see it happening. I don't. Yeah, and like Saban just said, no money for Mourinho. Just no money for Jose. Just don't do it because I just think it's going to be bad business. It'll be bad business if we do it because give the next manager the money. Give the next manager the money. I don't see why. I'm gonna be surprised. So I mean, Dan, they do have Ajayi already. That's the only reason why I don't think Bell will go there. Only reason. But I mean, Le'Veon Bell is like I say he's the best running back in the NFL personally. Now that could be because of the team that he plays on, but it's just my opinion. Droddy Devils here, guys. Give Droddy all the hugs. Droddy, are you going to be able to join us on Wednesday, buddy? No, dude, you're all good, Droddy. You're all good, man. You know it. How tall is Mulaney with his new haircut? 5'3", Derek. 5'3". That's how tall he is. So where is it? Doug Horn asks, where is your dream holiday destination to go on vacation? That is a great question. So I've already been on some pretty much like kind of quote unquote dream holidays. I've been to Maui. I actually, my family growing up, my parents worked a lot of hours. They worked close to 80 hours a week, but they also made a hell of a lot of money too. So they would take us to make up for working like 80 hours a week to Maui for the month of July every summer. And we would be there for the entire month and just kind of be together as a family. So I've been to Maui like 8 or 9 times, which that's kind of a dream vacation for a lot of people. But I would say for me, my personal dream vacation would be to go to somewhere like the Maldives, so somewhere like honestly somewhere where there's like going to be bungalows. We can like me and my wife, we can go out and sit in like a bungalow that's going to be looking out onto the ocean, be on the ocean, be basically like absolutely. But like Bahamas, I mean like Bahamas isn't a bad shout, Saban. Like, but just somewhere where I could go and just sit with my wife, like looking out on the ocean because she loves the ocean, like. Absolutely big time stuff. Which, by the way, guys, I have a huge announcement next week. Huge announcement next week. And it has nothing to do with job related stuff. Huge announcement next week pertaining to like my future and everything like that. So big announcement. Droddy already knows about it. But yeah, it's big time stuff, guys. Big time stuff. I can't wait to tell you guys. Another place, so AFAF said it, Greece. Greece is another place I would love to go to. The other thing I would love to do is go to places with history, because like, I'm a huge history buff. So like going to places like Spain, like Greece, and I actually am a kind of a Greece nut. Funny enough, so when my wife and I do eventually have kids. If we have a son first, I want to name my kid Leonidas, because before the 300 movie ever came out, guys, Leonidas, to me, I did the research on who he was as a leader, as a human being, and that's somebody I would want to name somebody after, as Leonidas. The way that he ruled the Spartan army and the Spartan culture, it was just phenomenal. Like, that's a leader right there. And the Spartan leaders, the way that they would be on the front lines with their army, just absolutely amazing stuff. Absolutely amazing stuff. And it's something that if you named your son Leonidas, they're going to be leading the line. You know it. I look forward to meeting Hercules Droddy Southwick Jr. when he arrives. I know, right, Droddy? That's funny stuff, man. Absolutely hilarious. Let's see here. So people have said America. Iceland is another good one. I actually wouldn't mind going to Iceland. Rural Ireland. That's funny, Jack. Yeah, I think that like somewhere tropical for me, because I actually don't. My back, I have a separation between my L5 and my tailbone, which also has arthritic buildup in it. Ooh, that's true, Droddy. Latvia, yeah. I wouldn't mind going to Latvia either. I would honestly. There's some places right now that I wouldn't want to go to because of like different issues that are going on in the countries. Like honestly, great example is France and Germany. I wouldn't want to go there right now because of some of the issues that are going on. Oh, Arthur. Arthur's upset, guys. He hasn't gotten his TV time. Come on, Bubbies. Come on. I know. Thank you. Arthur didn't get his TV time, so he needed to come and get his TV time. Wait, so my girlfriend is beautiful white beaches. Oh, Dradi, that's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. Arthur looked at you guys. He gave you the what's up. Thank you. Oh, thank you. So, my uncle lives in Syracuse, so I'd love to go. Yeah, honestly, like, I mean, American. There's so many places to go in America that, like, it's actually kind of crazy. Like, if you were, yes, Jack. Arthur is a boy. He is a big boy too, isn't he? He's a big boy. Mwah, thank you. Oh, the kisses. The kisses. Arthur is what Scooby-Doo wishes he could have been. Yeah, exactly, Dradi. Exactly. But yeah, so I mean, if you guys ever do make it to America, be sure to message me because I would tell you literally like everywhere you would want to go visit, depending on where you're going to go in terms of like the big things and where you're going to be close to. Because America really does have so much to do. It really is a great vacation spot in general. So, yeah, if you guys are interested, definitely be sure to message me. And if you ever make it to Arizona, the one thing I say you have to do because it is one of the 7 natural wonders of the world is the Grand Canyon. So, yeah, be sure to do that. Like Grand Canyon is, and I'm a 3-hour drive from the Grand Canyon. I go probably once a year. It's an amazing thing to go see. Let's see here. Oh, that's cool, Dan. Yeah, I mean, Grand Canyon is a phenomenal place. It really is. Actually, guys, I'm going to see if I can't get Arthur up on the chair. We'll get him on the chair. Which, by the way, all right, Bubs, can you get down for a second? Thank you. So this is my chair I sit on every show. So I paid $500 a ticket to go sit ringside at a WWE Raw, and I got this chair. I got a signed picture of The Miz. Got a whole bunch of really cool stuff. Sabian, when are you going to Houston, Texas? All right, Bubs, come here, please. Here you go, boy. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. So let's see here. Who is your hero or someone you looked up to growing up for inspiration? That's a great question, Derek. Honestly, so my sports hero is actually this card that's over here. It's Thunder Dan Marley. That was, yeah, for me, Thunder Dan was the man. Thunder Dan, like I actually got the chance to meet him too. And Thunder Dan, Dan Marley was just an absolutely phenomenal human being for like meeting with kids and stuff like that. Always took time for kids. Another one when I was growing up was probably Hulk Hogan. I loved Hulk. Thank you, Bubs. Arthur's a big fan of Hulk Hogan too, apparently. Yeah, so we're I mean, I'm a big fan of I was a big fan of wrestling back then. So Hulk Hogan was somebody I did look up to as a young kid. That's a good question too. So in case you guys didn't if you're not WWE fans, thank you. And if you're not WWE fans, so last night was Survivor Series, and Enzo Amore apparently was in disguise, and he showed up and ripped off his disguise and started cutting a promo in the middle of the show. I've heard that Enzo Amore is not a good human being. So at the same time, here's the thing. I understand being salty with an employer that fired you for really next to no reason. They fired him without any proof that anything happened. And Like, I get why he would be upset. I just do. Derek, I did hear about that he got thrown off a flight too. Yeah, it just Enzo doesn't seem like the greatest of human beings. So, I mean, I was a big fan of his too. He's one of the best promos in the world. Like he can talk and talk and talk for days. So it's very rare that somebody has that ability. But did you guys watch NXT? Just curious. If anybody here watched NXT, please let me know. Because it was, yeah, Smack Talker Skywalker. Exactly, Derek. NXT was absolutely phenomenal. Tatanka! That's amazing. So, Derek, honestly, NXT was phenomenal. Every match was phenomenal. And it's something I give NXT so much credit for, is they give all their matches time. They give all their people time. And it's like, it's very rare that you get that in the WWE. Very, very rare. So, I mean, my personal favorite match was the match between Johnny Gargano and Aleister Black. And just, it was an amazing match. Seriously, Derek, you couldn't take your eyes off any of the matches. Like, the only thing I didn't like in any of the matches is I feel like the match between Kairi Sane and Shayna Baszler, she doesn't need the interference. Shayna Baszler is a real-life badass. She doesn't need the interference to beat Kairi Sane. That's the only thing I didn't like. So, just my personal opinion, though. Okay, Arthur didn't want to be on the chair no more, guys. Have you been on a farm? Jack, I have been on a farm before. And then Matt Riddle's impromptu match, that was kind of fun. I can't wait to see what he's going to do in NXT. That's going to be really fun. Yeah, Beckett, Arthur the main man is here. Dan Jones, I mean, Derek can testify with me, as well as many others. Like, if you want to talk to some people about some NXT stuff, I can tell you the people to talk to. Like, NXT is the realness. It's the best wrestling going today. It really is. Sorry, guys. I'm just making sure. I got an email. I wanted to make sure it wasn't from the people that are trying to interview me. So funny enough, when Craig and I were live last week, that phone call I got was them trying to contact me about an interview. Kind of funny. Favorite food, asked by Jack. That's a great question. Personal favorite food is steak with a good baked potato. Steak with a good baked potato. There's really not much better than that. Now, if you were to ask me, like, what's my favorite style of food, it's probably Italian. I love Italian food. Just good stuff. I like almost all the different types of Italian food, from like your lasagnas and like pizzas, like kind of your more basic stuff, to like I like breaking it down into like more Italian stuff. I love Mexican too, Dan. But I feel like you guys in the UK don't have real Mexican food. Oh, okay, I'd write something about spoilers. My bad. Like when I was in the UK, I tried finding the one Mexican place I went to. It wasn't very good. And maybe that's because I live right here on the border and we have some of the best Mexican food in the world. I don't know, maybe. And just so you know, Dan Jones, I do play Red Dead Redemption. I'm actually going to be going to play it here in just a minute. I've done my studying for today, so like guys, just so you can see it, like I'm going back through all my old electrician workbooks to study up for this interview for this job. Saban, I'd be willing to try that. I'd be willing to try some Turkish food. Let's see here. Jimmy Kimmel. Not a big fan of Jimmy Kimmel. Just not. Sorry. I liked him better back in the old days when he was part of the Man Show, not this new political Jimmy Kimmel. I don't like to bring politics into comedy. I just feel like it's cheating. That's all. Chinese and Indian takeaways, yeah. I mean, just so you guys know, I mean, I've tried a lot of different types of foods, but I also haven't tried everything. So, yeah, I love trying new food. I really do. Let's see here. Just I wanted to see if there's any more questions that came in. So I'm not seeing any more questions, guys. So I think What do I drive? So, Derek, that's a great question, too. So, right now, I drive a 2014 Ford Focus. But if this job comes through, my wife and I, we've talked about it a lot. And especially with this job, I want to get myself a brand new 2019 Dodge Ram 4x4. And I love the new Ram. It looks like a Ford Raptor. It's such a badass looking truck. I love trucks too. Like, I'm not a big fan of like lifted trucks either. I just like standard, like just regular truck, maybe a slight lift, just like the slightest lift. But trucks to me are absolutely phenomenal. My dream car though, absolute dream car, is a Dodge Challenger SRT8 Hellcat, or you can even go up to the Dodge Demon now. You'll be getting a Lambo too. Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, I'm a big fan of trucks because I feel like they're very practical in like what is that I would be doing. Plus, a truck does fit somebody my size. If you guys didn't know, I'm 6'4", 260 pounds, kind of a big guy, and me fitting in a Ford Focus can actually look a little funny. So, yeah. But guys, I'm not seeing really any more questions. So and we're just about at an hour. I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Mr. Exclusive gave me some good ideas for some different things. So guys, be sure to drop a like on the video, and also be sure to share, because once I get to 1,000 subs, no matter what, we're going to do a giveaway of something. But Wednesday, we might have a very special Manchester United weekly show for you. Very, 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 very interesting. So we'll see. Mr. Exclusive, Matthew and I, we got to talk about it a little bit. We're going to try and work out maybe a phone call tomorrow to see if we can't like work out the details. But I think it's a good idea and it could be fun. And you know, we obviously want to take your guys' questions, but the way that we would do this is just so different. So. Guys, thank you so much, because I know all of you that are in here, you've all wished me well on Twitter. Thank you so much. I honestly feel like this interview is going to go so great tomorrow. It's almost impossible for it not to, with everybody just wishing me well. So God bless you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Be sure to let people know, like, hey, like, come join us, because like I said, when we get to 1,000, once we get to 1,000 subs, because then my channel will also be able to be monetized, which that is something that I would do. I would monetize my channel, and once I monetized it, I would put everything back into the channel. I'm already looking into getting a better webcam and stuff like that, doing a whole bunch of different things. But guys, just again, God bless you guys. Thank you so much for joining. And like, this was a fun little Q&A, good way to break the monotony of an international break in a Monday. But God bless you guys. Just love you guys so much. Like, genuinely, I do. I really do. And just keep doing you guys. You guys are awesome. Like, just genuinely, you guys are so awesome. Thank you so much. Have a good night, guys.